Hope you're all doing great this evening. I thought, listen, I don't know what I'm thinking. Honestly speaking, I don't know what I'm thinking because I am worried, fellow South Africans. Excuse me. I am so worried, fellow South Africans. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. Who is leading us? Who is the real leader of South Africa? Are the people that we see and know are our so-called leaders really our leaders? I'm interested to know, guys, because the scary part about South Africa right now is that we, the people, we don't seem to care about ourselves, about our future and the future of our children. And there's another sector of South Africans that will say we are not angry enough. I'm still not quite sure what's the definition of that. What does that imply when somebody says we are not angry enough? I know I've said it before, but I usually say it in a context. And most of the context that I use when I say we are not angry enough, I mean, I joke about KFC. I joke about the t-shirt and the KFC, which reminds me, I need to get KFC tomorrow. I need to check what ingredients that is in there that's making everybody get amnesia on election day. Yeah. Anyways, I feel in my context is always that your only hope that comes once in 5 years should happen when you are so angry, like angry at the party you voted for previously, like in the past 5 years. And I always say, have you asked yourself a question? Guys, this is so embarrassing. I'm wearing this backward. This should teach me not dressing up in the dark. Not that there's no electricity, there is. For some reason, sometimes after taking a shower, I just dress in the dark, I suppose. Yeah, as I was saying, we are not angry enough in that context of election day. But I think some people, they mean something else. I don't know. Not them. I'm not in their head. But of course, sometimes you can use your two IQs and rub them together and understand what exactly they are purporting when they say we are not angry enough. The way South Africans, yo, I don't know how to say this in English. Our stigma, our dignity, our humanity, our pride, our successes, our accomplishments, as well as how we saved this country as South Africans, both black, white, Indians, and coloreds. Yes, there are those abangangeni, and that is their right. Abangangeni, but the only right they do not have is to propagate and lie, simply because they don't conform to unity. But we are being cast aside, guys. We are being cast aside. Every South African, and it's safe to say this, every South African, particularly black South Africans, colored South Africans, Indian South Africans, as well as white South Africans, may have at least one family member that laid down their life so that we can have whatever it is this is, where we created an attractive country, not only for migrants and immigrants, but we made our country so attractive that it becomes a country of choice if you want to come and relax, if you want to come and experience Ubuntu, if you want to come and experience real food, if you want to experience culture, if you want to experience a great weather, people choose us. I don't know if you heard the Minister of Tourism today, I think it was. She said, our tourism, just in 2025, 10 million visitors came here. 10 million. And to me, we are talking hundreds of billions of rands came with those people. Who do you think did that? It's a natural born South African. And when I say natural born South African, I'm talking us before the dilution. Before the dilution. But today, the people that have no business being here, and I mean have no business being here, because when we were going through it, we did not cross borders en masse. And those that did cross the borders, did I say body? Those that did cross the border, they mobilized. They mobilized the West. They mobilized the East. They mobilized even some African countries. They did not go there and threaten the citizens, telling them they are sick and tired of them, and then threatening erasure of those people. And the government will just fold their arms and say, if any of our citizens, my citizens, touch you, I am going to unleash the wrath of the police on them. Only in South Africa. Only in South Africa. And you know what scares me? The South Africans, they are not paying attention. And I will prove it to you whenever we go to the local government elections. All I'm going to say, I'm going to come back here and then I'll do this and say, I rest my case. Oh, that's what I'm going to say. Because of 2 pieces of chicken and a t-shirt. No, let's be specific. Because of 2 streetwise 2 from KFC and a t-shirt. You forgot all about people now that are insulting our kings. They are erasing our cultures, our languages, our nations, respective nations. Right now, the target is the Zulu nation. And I understand why they do that. It's because of how probably the Zulus view themselves, number one, and also how other people view Zulu people. And to them, that created a notion that, okay, to weaken South Africa, we need to hit at the Zulu nation. I think that's their logic. I'm not saying that it is, but I'm thinking that that is their logic. So much so that they actually think that the Zulu king is like some king wherever they come from, where they can say whatever and anything they wish to say. What year were you born? Well, does that matter? I don't understand your question. But anyways, I'm gonna stick to the topic. It's like, what on earth? This is direct declaration. This is a direct declaration. I don't care what the government thinks. I really don't care what the government thinks. This is a declaration, if not a provocation. And this is the very thing that the government, since this is their darling, they should be curbing. Like, no. But no. Let the Zulu nation say, Hlangana Zulu. The government, I think they understand what that means. If you want to see Ramaphosa unleash the army, touch the anointed ones. Oh, I'm talking about the illegals. That's what I'm talking about. But where we are being slaughtered by them on our streets, in our homes, when we go to work, coming back from work, no army is going to be unleashed. Why for? Why for? Now we are called names for trying to protect what is ours, our country. Vigilante. I think I like that. A vigilante. Is it a French word? I think it's a French word, vigilante. I'm a patriot. If being a patriot is going to be labeled, because they've run out of ideas. They first call us Xenos. Well, that didn't work. I think for a long time, we kept quiet about it. We said nothing. We did not defend ourselves. I think some point we accepted it, but at some point we thought, this is enough. We kind of got used to it. We got used to it. And when that didn't work, they called us Afrophobic. Oh, they called us Afrophobic because we hate our fellow Africans. When that didn't work, they're like, this is Africa. This is Africa. Yeah, this is Africa. But whether you like it or not, there are borders. Because even if I go to your country, I'm going to have to produce all the necessities. And I'm also, on top of that, going to be asked a question. As a person who has traveled many African countries before, I can tell you, if you don't have your yellow fever certificate, you did not have your malaria shot, you are not coming in. In fact, you're not even going to leave OR Tambo International. And then travel insurance, which includes your medical insurance, because the country you're going to in Africa will say, no, you're not going to be our burden. And if you did not get it and you went there and you go to a public hospital, whether you have money or not, they're not going to treat you. They'll tell you flat out straight, medication is for the citizens. They know what I'm talking about. The moment you land, you ask questions. What are you here for? And how long are you here for? And if you say, I'm here for 2 days, they'll tell you the moment the clock hits midnight tonight, you need to start notifying your brain that you need to leave. At the airport. At the airport. With your South African passport. But do they get asked those questions here? Yeah, they do get asked those questions, but it ends there because, it's Ubuntu, Tina. We got Ubuntu. I was like, okay, pleasure or business or pleasure, I think that's the question. And how long? And then you state, you through. Yeah. You will not enter a hospital in any African country, starting Zimbabwe. Also to go to South Africa. I mean, case in point, we had a South African that works legally in Zimbabwe, fell ill. The now premier of Limpopo had to send a chopper to Zimbabwe because he made an SOS to South Africa. I am in Zimbabwe. I'm not being treated. They are refusing me medical treatment. Please come fetch me. I'm dying. She sent a helicopter and he got treated. Tina Lana, no. Our government, the one that you vote for. And I will prove it to you. I will prove it to you. Yiti, there I said it. And some of you are watching me. You will forget. You uzokhohlwa. Kwafiki KFC uzokhohlwa. And then you're going to come here in January when your child has no space. Ukhalelani. Why are you crying? Why are you crying? We are sold, guys. The new owner or I'm sure the new owner is sitting somewhere in the ivory tower of the West, but unamam unenduna. An induna, you know what an induna is? Yeah, managers. They are in South African Human Rights Commission. They are in NGOs. By the way, guys, I owe you a video about how NGOs actually. I want you to see that video and understand how these things work. They are done deliberately. Yeah, they are in our police force. Yeah, the very same police, by the way, who is a South African, whose own country. And then he goes and he fires tear gas. I understand the umsebenzi wabo, guys. Whether we like it or not, men in blue uniform, when they are given an order, it's an order. When they remember, by the way, to do their job. Because when you go and ask about the crime stats, Dumopotiane goes blank. They don't know how. I mean, are you watching the Matlanga Commission of Inquiry? Right now, we have a Hawks provincial head. He's not even speaking like a police officer. He's not talking like a police officer. Somebody who's been a police officer since 1988. Today, he was asked about security clearance. What does it mean? He only tells us a portion, a very small portion of what security clearance is. And on top of that, his security clearance expired in September of 2025. So that means you and I are compromised. And this is happening, guess, under whose watch? Guess. Yeah, Parliament. I would have thought a parliamentarian in the security cluster would have said, hang on a minute, we need to call an emergency meeting with the portfolio committee, I don't know, for intelligence, I suppose. And then interrogate this situation of an entire Hawks head whose security clearance expired in September. And now he's asking to define what is security clearance. Domo Potiat, a whole bafetu. Yeah, I'm telling you, but this is the thing, the scariest part about all of this. You are going to vote for the very same people that are putting us in this situation. This very thing that we are talking and crying about, you are going to vote for it again. And then Okale. And you are going to cry. That's the unfortunate part about it. I am scared of South Africans. I am so scared of us. And I'm so scared about that other video that I showed you in the shorts. A Nigerian man saying he is sick and tired of South Africans. The best thing to do is to plant their seed. Is to plant their seed so they can multiply. And you'll know the moment they multiply, we are erased. Ethnic cleansing is what he was talking about. I almost said something to this coal active nonsense. I'm not a person that hides people from the channel, but this one got to go. You have to go. You have to go. I don't deal with nonsense. Honestly speaking, hide from the channel. Talk to yourself. Congratulations. Congratulations, you earned yourself a hide from the channel. Can somebody else come through so that you can also be blocked? So you can talk to yourself. As I was saying, I am scared of South Africans because there are going to be South African girls because they have a strategy. That man will not say what he said without a strategy. And you know what our South African girls' weakness is. Ching ching. Give her money. She opens. She gets, how Sims Right will say, gets something meaty. And then, because she's a South African, guess what the baby is? According to our birthright citizenship, the baby is a South African. Yeah. If you think that a foreign president is not nearby, you better be joking. You know, in Ivory Coast, I think Ivory Coast and some other African countries, if you read their constitutions, it's very clear who can be. Let's start with the United States. The Constitution of the United States says, number one, you have to be 35 years of age to run for president of the United States. Two, you have to be a natural born American. So what does that mean? It means you must not have been naturalized or a permanent resident to run for president of the United States. The Constitution is clear on that. You have to be a natural born American. Got it? And if you go to Ivory Coast, they are very specific. A child born out of a foreigner, but one of the parents is a natural born citizen, that child cannot be president. If you remember the civil war in Ivory Coast in the early 2000s, it was exactly about that. I think Laurent Gbagbo was born of a foreign mom or father. No, I think it was a foreign father. And the candidate who says, I'm the one who won the election, was born of both parents Ivorians. And then a civil war broke out because a section of the Constitution allegedly was violated. And for 10 years, they were unaliving each other because of that clause of the Constitution. Is that going to be us? Because that's what that man is saying, by the way, in that shorts. We need to plant our seeds. Barack Obama is born of in America, number one. You see, with America, birthright citizenship, it is regulated by Section 14 or 14th Amendment in the Constitution. That if you are born in the soils, on the soils of America, that child automatically is a natural born American. That is why America was experiencing a lot of, particularly Nigerians, going there almost to give birth so that the child, when it's born in a state, to become an American citizen. So that child, of course, can become an American citizen. The only person that is not allowed to run for American presidency is a naturalized person of the US. That individual can run to become congressman or congresswoman, meaning a member of parliament, whether state or national, or which they call Capitol Hill. They can do that. But for president, you have to be a natural born American. Barack Obama was a natural born American, even though his father is Kenyan and his mom is Hawaiian. Hawaii is part of the US, of course. So when he was produced, he became a natural born American. That is why he was able to run for presidency of the US. So, hey, I'm saying it again. My South Africans ngiyanisaba. Oh, I am so scared of you. And I'm saying it all. There are 92 people that are watching this live right now. Out of these 92, there are people. Abazonezi EKFC bekhohlwe. And what I'm saying to you guys right now, it's not new. It happens all the time. Election after election after election after election. That is why we are here today, guys. That is why we are here today. You've been warned before, and then you listen to talk radio, and then the callers that call into talk radio, they change your mind. They'll tell you there's no alternative, there are no options, lying to you. The callers of talk radio messed up this country, and I know nobody tells them this. They messed up this country, the callers. And then when things now are messed up, they are the same people who are saying, how did we get here? I'm sorry, what? Wasn't it you who were calling in and said there's no alternative? Better the devil we know. Wasn't, I'm sorry, now you don't know how we got here? Now you don't know how we got here? Mina angiyansaba shem, I don't wanna lie. Yo, ngiyansaba. I am scared of South Africans. It is us who are going to take this country into crumbles. Crumbs, Tina Lab. Because instead of looking out for ourselves, we worship a politician. We worship a politician. Whether that politician has done good or bad, we worship them. And they know how they know which buttons to press with you. Boop, boop, done. Done. And I'm going to prove it to you. I am going to prove it to you. I think we are going to elections, the local government, either in October or November this year. January. Just a month or two ago, you brought inyembezi zakho because of KFC, because of a t-shirt. Hayi futhi manje ke ngoba sebendlala ngo Patrice Motsepe ha. At least he is a businessman, Ramaphosa. Or Ramaphosa? Is he not a billionaire? What has he done for you? 7 years ago, Ramaphosa promised Ekurhuleni a university. Ekurhuleni people, they're saying nothing. Alexandra was promised 1 million houses. But the same, Ramaphosa, businessman. Because he's a businessman, people thought, also keep him his family money to build you a. Serious. Instead of them creating a conducive environment for investors to come into the country, so that you can also find a job that pays not 350 rand. Abona your steamer. Your steamer is worth 350 rand a month. That is if you are lucky to get it. Now they are saying the constitution says illegal foreigners also are eligible for the 350s. Whether you like it or not, bazoyithola. And they are getting it. Over 100 million rand has already been paid to illegal foreigners to get the 350. Manje sebefonisa usasa nje uqobo lwayo. Ngiyanisaba, fellow South Africans. Ngiyanisaba. I am scared of South Africans because we are the ones that are selling our country. We are selling our country. Besilelele nsonke lesi sikhathi. Why were we sleeping? No, I'm not just speaking to you. I'm also speaking to me. I was taught ukuthi in a collective, you are also involved. Even though I don't vote for the way you do. But because you brought me a government. My choice did not win. As a matter of fact, you guys kicked my choice out of parliament. I've said this before. I used to be a Congress of the People member, and I voted for Congress of the People up until 2024. And South Africans did everything in their power to make sure that Congress of the People never makes it to parliament. And congratulations, you did it. And I will tell you something that Congress of the People used to tell y'all. Did y'all listen? Did y'all listen? No, you were too focused on kicking it out of parliament because the talk radio callers said, oh, they are disgruntled. They're not going to talk about how corrupt and the future of this country, how it looks, everything that is happening in South Africa. And I challenge you, go to the archives of SABC, ENC, and not ENC at the time, ETV, and listen to what Cope was warning. Everything that's happening today, yeah, she Cope. And I'm one of those people. You can go into Ukozi FM archives and Kakasi FM because I used to live in KZN when I joined, and I was a provincial secretary for youth there. Listen, and I also have articles as well that I've written. Oh yeah, I've written articles as well in Sunday Times, Sunday Tribune. There's several of them. One, because some of us, you sit and you listen and you look, and then you use your education to calculate where are we going to be in 2025 as South Africans. And everything that I said is happening today. One of the things that I warned was corruption and criminality will become a norm. Is it not normal today to commit a crime? Is it not? Is it not? Is it not now? Is it not now? I get keep doing it, guys, because you listen to other people. You don't look at your situation and say, okay, no, 1 + 1 is 2. It can never be 5. It can never be 11 or 8. It is 2. And you know who's that 2? It's you and your family. But no, when you are going to listen to somebody with a title, oh, Dr. So-and-so, expert in, and Naulalel. Bye. And those are the things that I used to warn in my articles. That the people that are going to destroy South Africa are the call-ins at talk radio stations and the so-called experts. Wasn't the same experts that used to go to, what is that Gupta TV channel was again? NN7. Remember NN7, which today it's housing Newsroom Africa. Remember those experts? Nabalalela, right? How's it going? How's your life? I warned about that. I called them in my article pseudo intellects. I was challenged by an editor of the Sunday Tribune in KwaZulu-Natal. He said, but they sat through university and acquired degrees. And I said, that's the thing. They exist in South Africa, and they have the most sweetest of tongues when they talk. They grab your attention just like Cyril Ramaphosa does. Again, if you go to my articles, I warned about Cyril Ramaphosa when he was appointed as deputy president to Jacob Zuma. I said, have you listened to Cyril Ramaphosa before? And I said, he has a silver tongue. Do you know what a silver tongue is? Cyril Ramaphosa. If you don't know what that means, it's a person. That's how I do it when I discipline especially my nephews and nieces. I have a smile on my face, but and I'll be like, you like we're saying, is he playing? But you feel the pain. That's what ugedle means. That's the Ramaphosa. Silver tongue. You know, silver tongues are the destruction of humanity. Yeah. Sarah Ramaphosa can look you straight in the eye and call you a xenophobic. And then tomorrow he comes and smiles. Oh, you and South Africans. You South Africans and then it's a cupcake. Oh, cupcakes. And got you yesterday be saying I'm a xenophobic. Silver tongue. Sarah Ramaphosa's presidency has been going through his entire presidency. Silver tongue. I just said earlier, he promised the people of Alexandra 1 million houses. Not even one is built yet. What did the people of Alex did? Oh, ANC will vote in their millions. I don't think they are millions. I don't know how many there are right now. It's supposed to be 250,000. I vote because they think they're going to get houses. In Ekurhuleni, they say it's the only metro in the country that does not have a university. Ekurhuleni is going to get a university this coming year. Ekurhuleni, and they went to the ballot because Azotoli University, 7 years now. EP. They're not asking for it either. Where is the university you promised us? It's a silver tongue. And not that I am pitying myself. As a matter of fact, I think I've gone to the point where, hi, things really are South Africans. People like Prince Mashele, and I'll repeat this, people like Prince Mashele are the ones that are going to stand on the mountaintop with his luggage because I need to be getting kicked out of our country. We're being pushed out. I don't know if you are seeing the Zamazamas, what they are doing. Yeah, this is exactly what they do in their own countries. And I don't know if you follow me on this channel that I have, where I said, if you want to get things done, you need to do a fine comb operation. Like, if you really want people out, like illegals, you start from the corner of a city or South Africa and fine comb. That way you are pushing people out because they will know that, oh, okay, the operation is now coming closer. They pack and they leave to the next town. And then when it's about to get there, they pack again and they leave behind. You leave people to make sure that, hey, no returnees until they're all pushed out. They've started with us in our own communities. They are pushing us out into community halls. Ngiyani Saba, fellow South Africans, I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid of you. And look at the repercussions where crime, as I have predicted it, will become a norm. And my prediction came from the disbandment of the Scorpions. Those of you who have been around and you remember the Scorpions, even a person that was not committing a crime was afraid of the Scorpions. You always thought, oh my goodness, what if they knocked on my door? And you know you did nothing wrong. They put the fear of God in us. And everything that we did was the straighten. There were those that were taking chances in the Mbeki era. Guess what happened to them? They got stung by the Scorpions. And when they disbanded it, I said, corruption and crime in South Africa is going to become a norm. Look at our crime stats today. Look at corruption today. Load shedding was saying hello. And all these other crimes. If you think Tembisa Hospital is anything to write home about, you are wrong. You couldn't be more wrong. It's unfortunate because all of this is at the behest of South Africans. Iy'ngane zabantu ziyadutshulwa ibulawe ngenxa yevote lakho. And then when the family wants justice, the police are busy in the cartels where they're getting millions. Whose millions are those? Have you asked? Yours. They are yours. The money that they're supposed to build your schools, now that you are competing with nama foreigners, you cannot run away from this. You cannot run. You need to hold yourself accountable, fellow South African. You need to hold yourself accountable. Because if we held ourselves accountable, we would not have the likes of Usinona as a provincial head of the Hawks. As a matter of fact, we won't even have the Hawks. We'll still have the Scorpions. Crime in South Africa, especially those so-called brothers and sisters, they wouldn't have to commit crimes. They never would. They never would. But Tina, whatever those songs, and then color when access. Why are you crying? I will prove it to you. Hashem, I will prove it to you. I will prove it to you end of this year. I will prove it to you. It is so sad, guys. I mean, I'm scared for you. I'm scared. I'm a South African, scares me. Again, I don't know what is the context of South Africans are not angry enough. I don't know what that means. I mean, I have my own context, and my context is the ballot paper. Right now, you have an opportunity to shape our immigration policies. I was checking with Home Affairs. How are we doing as South Africans in submitting? Hey, guys. It's not like we don't have smartphones. People, hey, yo, everybody's talking about it. Those that are talking about submissions. Everybody's talking on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, you name it. God, it's still, they're not submitting. And I asked, between foreign nationals and us, who's doing better? I don't have to tell you. I mean, I've done what I could. I have. And it is disheartening and discouraging when you hear ukuthi kusasemnyama. Kusasemnyama. You know why? Because we can't take, just like on election day, there are some people who can't just take an hour away from the shebeen. Just the hour away from the shebeen and go and vote. Now, this one, it's at the comfort of your own home, on your cell phone. These are not working. Why are you crying tomorrow when a foreign national is now your president? Kalelan, you had an opportunity. And it's going to be difficult to change the law. Just like Bella. I see people say, change it. That's not going to change. I'm not saying it's impossible, but the length to get there, to repeal it, it's years. Because There'll be those that believe in it, will take it to court. And if they lose, they go to another court, and another court, and another court, before it gets to the Constitutional Court. Few years later, maybe 20 years down the line, why they're doing our schools. They already graduated at university and working, yeah, in South Africa, because they have rights and it. And your child that went to school now, your child did not go to school, but they'll wake up in the morning like they're still doing today, BM17, corporate, change their lives, take the rand back home. Hi. Saba, my South Africans, I don't wanna lie. Saba. Saba. But again, before I go, let me read some comments. I had to hide some people who were trying me. I do not have that time to be tried, guys. Not when I'm a papo angaphandle like this. Sijwayelwa kabi. Siphuzwa inyongo. Okay, Tito. What's up, Tito? We don't know that. Okay, I'm not sure what is that about. And then we have Aurora, who says, who trusts the cops here? I don't, me either. Me either. Tito says, engage on what? Lalela and stop papari. I think you're talking to someone. Aurora says, kids. Tito says, you are probably a bot. Yeah, most of the people that are here are bots. But I know a lot of people that aren't as well. I've gotten rid of the bots. Tito says, so, okay, you're still talking to the bots. I know you're not talking to me. I don't think so. Aurora says they care about what's free and what crime they can get away with. That's so true. That is so true. Tito says you are laughing because you are a foreigner. You are enjoying. Yeah. Aurora says that's what's so frustrating. Toby says facts. And then I have all these people that I hid from the channel. Tito says, yeah, please. Also, you were talking to the same person that was really... that was a bot. Tito says, thank you, Clancis. You're welcome, bro. You're welcome. Tito says, yes, money is the motive, Mr. Dumagude. Yeah, our sisters, unfortunately. That man was speaking nothing but the truth. That's the scariest part about it. That all we have to do is to have lots of babies with South African women, and all of this will come to an end. Erasure. This is what you call erasure or ethnic cleansing. And the other Nigerians said there's no such a thing as a Zulu nation in KwaZulu-Natal. That's my heart. You have to cliffy. Suppose yeah, says Papi is talking to the person that I hid from the channel. Tito says yes, and that's a very big problem. Unfortunately, how to spell Mark? What's up, Mark? Left a like and some positive energy for this stream. Thank you. I accept. I receive. Thank you so much. I live at the moment as well, and I respect anyone willing to create in real time. Awesome. Awesome so much. Thank you. Best of luck as well. Tito says, facts. Wow. Yeah, unfortunately, it is what it is right now. It's at our behest, guys. We need to hold ourselves accountable. Toby says, wait, what about Obama? Okay, I think I've explained about Obama. Kate's Kosana, what's up, Kate? Hi, clan. My true patriot, please take your flowers. Thank you. People like me now I target when it comes to the owner of the country, whoever that person is. He's targeting patriots. He has made an order that when you show patriotism, you must be thrown in jail. One thing I'll tell you about South Africans, you can unalive some of us, but you can't unalive all of us. You take Clantis out, there'll be more Clantises. When you'll be busy pew-pewing, oh, Clantis, something isn't right. So yeah, I get you, Kate. It's unfortunate. It's just so unfortunate. Toby says, cool, okay. I think when I was explaining about Barack Obama, Tito says, I'm scared too. Hey, Tito, I'm telling you, if you're not scared of us, and I'm talking about how we are actually handing over our own country. We are busy sitting at taverns. I'm not saying don't drink. I am saying before upumendlini to go drink, check, is the country still safe? And will I still be able to go to that tavern and enjoy myself tomorrow? I saw the police the other time in Philippi, and I had made a prediction that these random drive-bys in shebeens is terrorism. But they are calling it a different animal. We are being terrorized, and they are sending a message through drive-bys at taverns. You know why they are targeting taverns? Because they know your father that you love so much, your brother that you love so much, your uncle that you love so much, your teacher, your neighbor, your friend will be one of the victims. They are creating fear. And that's how they do it in their own countries. Yeah, that's how they do it. As I was explaining, they're doing what you call a fine comb operation. They're driving us out of South Africa. They're driving us out. Tito says yes. Tito continues to say, preach. Thank you. Yeah, Toby says true. Tito says real talk. That's what we need, guys. This thing of tiptoeing around each other because of our political affiliations. I mean, I see other political members or supporters of the demigod. They'll say, no, you misunderstood our leader. What it was, no. There was no misinterpretation. Real talk. That's what we need. Shadrach said, hi, Shadrach. Sorry. I wasn't reading at that point when you sent. Cold Gaddafi says, T-shirt and 350 Rand grants will work magic. And that's one of the buttons that they press. That button worked with pension grant, where they'll say, if you vote for, they will take away the grant. Now it was say, oh my God, you guys are going to take away. And I'm telling you, I've heard this when I used to campaign for COPE. They're like, I need to take grant. Like, no, a grant does not belong to a political party. The state is obliged, according to the policies of the country, to take care of its weak and vulnerable and those that live with disability. Not able bodies that... Okay, let me not say anything. Tito, yeah, I'm also watery-eyed, I'm telling you, every day. Katlejo says, hi, Katlejo, Toby, hey. Tito says, we can no longer trust our own brothers and sisters, unfortunately. Udaiswa, the moment they see the rand in a brick. Yeah, payali mali. Especially when you have no skill. The moment you take out the cent, you no longer have the exact same amount of money you did when you were given that block. Sad face says, not me. All right. Tito says, my own mother married and have a child to a Zimbo. 10 years later, after getting his green ID, he told her to get out of his house and divorced her. Yeah. Because now she can't reverse his citizenship. And now I'm sure he went and collected a Zimbabwean lady and married her. And she's also now a citizen. I'm sorry that it had to be your mom, hey? I'm so sorry. Nkanye says hi, hello, hello. Sad face says, damn, we lost 57 bill and possibly billion and possibly trillion due to the impact and ripple effect on the economy. There we go. Sad face says, amen. I guess I said something. Uh, Pakela, hello, how are you doing? Sadface says we never know how good we had it. Yeah, that's the sad part about it, Sadface. That in hindsight, when we are now watching smoke from a distance from what once used to be our country, that's when we say that. We never knew how good we had it until we lost it. And I don't want us to be those people. I really don't. Survey says, call them political operatives with PhDs. That's a good one too. But me, I want them to understand who they are. That's what I want them to, without mincing words. They are educated fools. And you see their foolery when they make commentary. But Prince Mashele, few people are listening to him. Few. But that man, he is warning South Africa. At least he has a platform and a voice. And I wish people actually listened and paid attention to him. That is not an educated fool. He's no expert. Well, he is an expert, but he doesn't go around, I'm an expert in this, I'm an expert in that, I'm an expert and I'm an expert. He's not an educated fool. And I wish we just took a moment and listen to him. Listen to understand him. I wish. Toby says, Ndate Matamela and friends are busy lining their pockets while we languishing in crime and poverty. Sadface says, I was taken in by him. I believe he could save the ANC. He won't. He won't. I'm sorry to tell you. Sadface says, not anymore. I'm glad. Ooh, I'm glad. I was getting sad. Oh man, I now can have a peaceful night's sleep. Thank you. Surface says, sheesh, yeah. Surface says, true, and they had a cool name. Nkanyam says, hi. Kanyas continues to say, true, ANC destroyed our beautiful country. Those people hate us until we all realize that. Dumisani says, don't say foreign nationals. No, you are a self-hater. Oh, call me whatever you want to call me. In fact, the legal term is alien. Foreign national is just being polite. Legal term is alien. That's who you are. You are an alien. Tito says, exactly, my good sir. Tito says, thank you. You are welcome. Session Moodley retracted a message. Mohammed say hello from Bengkulu, Indonesia. What's up? What's up, Indonesia? Toby says, can't even walk freely. My goodness, places that you guys already know my story. I've shared it and shared it and shared it. How we used to actually enjoy our city, Johannesburg, and our streets. Man, this says, yes, you are absolutely correct. Christian, how do you pronounce Christian? Christiantin. Oh, I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's Christy. Let's just say Christiatini. I'm so sorry. I've never seen the name before. Hi to you too. And Toby says, like in the DRC, that's what they do. They come with big pew pews, go to a community that is known under the earth has minerals. And instead of expropriating, they pew pew everybody. And those that survive pack up and have to run away and leave that area to be pillaged. That's what they're doing to us. Miss Logan, how are you? I still have hope. We can still save this country. I'm with you on that. But I think I'm doing this now with another mindset. You know, when, how do I put it? I'm a person who quickly accepts a situation so that when the impact happens, I'm already ready for it. I think maybe I was trained because I grew up a very curious child. Whenever I got a beating from my mom, it is because my mind was curious about something and I wanted to know how it worked. And putting it back together is a problem. That's what got me beaten. So I always, when I'm curious about something, I would end up saying, "Velen Sazo shower anyway, so might as well." That's where I am right now. I have hope, but at the same time, I am prepared for something horrible to go wrong. And I quickly accept that. Yeah, it's sad. It's going to take all of us, all hands on deck. I haven't lost hope yet. I agree with you. I do. As long as we still have people like yourself and the clan, I think we could be in, there, there could be hope. That small glimpse that's left of it. Tito says it's going to be very difficult to decide who to vote for next year. Please, I'm begging you, take that mindset away. That's the reason why you end up saying, better the devil I know. You have an opportunity to listen to these people, watch every action that they take, and it will lead you to the right place. If you see that, not because with local government, you can stand as a candidate and independent. If you feel like, no, I don't trust none of them, let me rather become the solution. Stand. Tell your followers in your community and talk to your community and let them know what your intentions are. At least you have that. But to say you don't know, that's dangerous. And also not voting is voting. People don't understand that when you don't go to vote, you've actually voted. You sent people to bring you a government. And so they did. Maybe your vote would have changed things. So please, I beg, reconsider that position. Tito says, because all these factors must be considered. I absolutely agree. Pay attention who's doing who. Pay attention who's doing what for you. The ones that you're already given a chance, they are not going to change. Unfortunately. This way, the usual suspects, they will never do anything for you. Maybe the new kid in the block has a lot to prove. The new kid on the block has a lot to prove and will always be tiptoeing and make sure that if you say, they don't go, they work. They ask, sir, did you say something? Because they got a point to prove. Take advantage of that. So just because they never governed before, what if they'd be the best government you ever had? Tito says, yes, Mr. Dumagute, sir, we have to be prepared for the worst. Literally. Yeah, like literally. Literally. Miss Logan says, Tito, true, who do we vote for? Is there anyone to vote for who's worthy? Possibly could be you. Be the solution as well. Be the solution. Don't be a follower, be a leader. Sometimes that's what we need. Miss Mane. Good evening, host and everyone. How are you doing, Mane? Like done. Thank you. Highly appreciated. Please do not leave without liking the live. Thank you so much. Miss Logan says, Clances, all these people are wolves in sheep clothing. Yeah. The usual suspects. The people that we've trusted and entrusted, those are the wolves in sheepskin, indeed. No one is worthy. It's the same script, different cast. I would not say none is worthy. We need to do what you call window shopping, and also shopping itself. If you don't like what you bought the last time, change it to something else. That's what democracy is about, guys, at the end of the day. It's not to keep one political party in power forever. It's to keep the governing party on its toe. That's why we failed as South Africans. We failed to keep the ANC on its toe. It got so used to us that it doesn't see us no more. You have to keep them on their toe. That is why you must never give a political party the 50+1. Never. They must go and negotiate. The highest, I would say, give a political party is 35%. And then it forms coalitions so that it fights for everything. It needs to fight for everything, negotiate everything. But with coalitions, I think it's us who need to drive it now. No coalition government must take decisions to remove a speaker or a mayor without consulting with us first. We need to put that in the law. It cannot just be them playing Stokvel with our votes and then destroy service delivery, because now the new mayor has to familiarize themselves with the city, familiarize themselves with the cries of the city, familiarize themselves with the systems. A vote of no confidence is placed on them. No. We must not allow that as voters. They must consult us. Through a referendum, by the way. A referendum. Ms. Logan says, be the solution. Love that. Thank you. Indeed, that's what I always believe in. Mane says, I'm fine, and you? I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. I love your channel. Thank you. Thank you. Keep doing this analysis. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Tito says, the ANC have proved us time and time again how arrogant they are, because we allow them. We gave them that big head. We are the ones that gave them that big head. And so they thought they're untouchable. And while they're untouchable, they also detach themselves from our reality. That is why you would have a home minister telling South Africans, you are lazy, joining the illegal aliens slogans on us. How nice. How nice. Right? Anyways, I think this is what I wanted to cough out today. I might come back tomorrow again. I wanted to talk mostly about what transpired in the Matla Commission of Inquiry, but hey, I thought, let me first get the elephant in my head out of the room and tell South Africans, I am scared of you. We are the ones that are going to bring an end to South Africa as we know it. And our ancestors, they must be turning in their grave, especially those that lay down their lives so that we can have a South Africa that we desire. Now the visitor has become the owner of the house, and he is kicking us out. Is that what they died for? Let me leave here before I start preaching again. Thank you all so much for being here, guys. I highly appreciate you. And please don't leave the live without liking. Please like before you go. Let's see. I'll just give you a minute to like before you leave. Manny says, Mr. You are opening our eyes. I will always support you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is who we are as South Africans. We hold each other's hands. That's what we do. So yeah, please don't leave without liking. Thank you so much. I gotta go and have my dinner and have an early night. It's been a long day. Shout out to you too, Tom Spencer. You're such an idiot. Goodbye, guys. Goodbye. Thank you. Thank you so much. People are angry out there. Hey, mental health is on another level. On another level. Guys, before we go for another hour. Goodbye. 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 Thank you. Thank you so much. Love you all. Bye.